Reaperman here, and today we're going to have a quick look at a little game called Vampire Survivors. Let's go ahead and get started into this game. It's a little bit of a loot 'em up where you kind of pick a character and you kind of go where the loot takes you. It's kind of a horde game, really, where everything just kind of swarms you. Now, as you can see from the graphics, it's kind of a cross between that old PC 4X strategy game Warlords and kind of Castlevania art, really. Whoop. So we've just gotten our first level. Let's go ahead and level up. We can get some very familiar looking power-ups here. Let's go ahead and do the cross. Now, the character that I have picked, his special is that he gets one more projectile, which is why he's throwing 2 knives and 2 crosses. The knives just kind of go in the direction I'm facing, and it's not like a twin stick or anything, so I can't like direct them other places, but the cross goes just towards the nearest enemy. And then when they die, sometimes, well, most of the time, they drop these little gems. You pick them up, and then you level up your stuff here. So I guess for right now, we'll go with the Santa water. I believe I get 2 of those too. Yep. This guy is kind of fun, and we'll just kind of go with all of the projectiles for him. Oh, here is our first elite enemy. Now when they go down, they tend to drop chests. And chests contain either 1, 3, or sometimes even 5 upgrades to my things. Yeah, it looks like I've knocked over... Oh, this one's just got experience. That's good. Reduce weapon cooldown. We want that. And these little chickens, they come out of these braziers sometimes, and they will heal us. There are other heals as well. For example, there's items that'll heal you, as in recover health over time, that kind of thing. This game is very much a cooldown based game. There is no fire button in it. It's just a walk around and destroy these things and try and level up as best you can. And there is actually an end to the game, more or less. After 30 minutes in the game, the Grim Reaper comes out and kills you, unless you're some kind of special Superman, but let's face it, that is not something that's going to describe me. Basically, the ways to kill the Grim Reaper are glitchy. Duplicator. Fire more projectiles. Yes, please. Now, oftentimes I like to get garlic for this kind of a game, and unfortunately, I have not been offered it. So I will upgrade my knives a little bit, and that's why these little swarms of bats are taking me out here. They're very low health though, and garlic puts up a field of stink around me that kills the bats with, well, basically no chance of getting into me. It does become considerably less useful as the game goes on though. Ooh, augments area of attacks by 10%. No, I think we need spinach for this one. So as you can see, you get some random power-ups every time you level up, and you just kind of try and synergize with your build as best you can here. It really does look a lot like Castlevania. That was a terrible time to get that. It looks like Castlevania kind of pixel art, but in basically Warlords, probably Warlords 3. I'm not talking about the old Atari Warlords, I'm talking about the PC Warlords. That was like a 4X strategy game where you try and take over castles and build units and stuff. And I guess technically it didn't, I don't believe, have the Explore, so technically that's a 3X strategy game, but that sounds like some other kind of game. Let's move around here, let's grab some more of these gems, and again, normally, whoop, ooh, luckier, we probably want that. Especially since we're early in the game. Now, normally, if I do have garlic right now, which is kind of the stink waves radiate from around my character, these skeletons are about the last thing that really is no trouble at all. Like, you can walk through any number of them. And then after that, it just kind of weakens enemies before they hit you. Let's see, I guess we will go with Knife. We don't really need our projectile speed to be up. Now, these weapons, many of them evolve, and I wonder if that projectile speed is one of the required items for an evolution of one of my projectiles, but, you know, whatever. We'll take what it gives us. Ooh, guess we will just go... Guess we'll just go across. Now this game kind of feeds into addiction loops. It's not a classically good game. It's not terrifically difficult. I mean, you definitely don't win all the time, but I wouldn't call it difficult. In fact, I'm probably not going to win this run. But yeah, it feeds the addiction loops just fine. And the reason that I discovered this game is I was browsing through a list of games that were Steam Deck verified. And yeah, I would certainly hope a Steam Deck could run this one. It's actually probably mostly because of its controller integration. Let's go ahead and let's do that projectile speed. Why not? If nothing else, that'll help if we get the Bibles. The Bibles kind of orbit us, a little like they would in, say, a Castlevania game. And yeah, the skeletons also look vaguely kind of Castlevania. Little kind of Castlevania 3 Ghost Pirate ship-ish. Really shouldn't get too close to these green guys. They seem a little tougher than this stage in the game should get, you would think. Now, these little plants, they're trying to close me in, and they're trying to smash me up next to this mantis. And this mantis is going to drop a treasure box if I take him out here. And that treasure box, ooh, I think I will get the garlic. Even though the garlic is now a little past its prime. Now the treasure box can have 1, 3, or 5 items. This is just a 1. Obviously this feeds into the whole loot box addiction loop. And it upgraded my cross. Yay. Now you can see my upgrades up there in the top, I guess the top left of the screen there. The weapons are the top row, and the kind of accessory modifiers are the bottom row there. And in the current mode, we can get 6 of each. And they also have an upgrade path to them. I think if I pause the game, we can see how far upgraded they are. Yes, we can. So most of my things are at level 1, but a few are up to like level 4 for the daggers. Ah, chicken. It's always there when you don't need it. We may actually get this freezer, though. We'll just get these guys to kind of come in close. Or just kind of lose patience and just kind of rampage through them. Now the gems that we've been seeing so far are mostly blue. They're low-level gems. Gems come in other colors that aren't blue, and they're all better than blue. Ooh, it's got a rosary thing. Boom. Clearly that is a screen clearer. The other screen clearer in the game is the pentagram, and that will oftentimes take your gems and your pickups. So, like if you defeated like an elite monster or something, it would take its treasure chest sometimes. Okay. So we are sitting right at about the 7-minute mark. We're at 14 for level. And here come the bats. And things are getting tight now. All right. 1, 3, or 5. Oh, it's just a 1. Now, these coins that I keep getting, like picking up on the ground, we can see one over toward the right side of the screen, and I just got 91 coins out of this treasure chest. Those are used for permanent upgrades. Garlic, please. It's good for bats. Boom! Bats can't touch me. I actually think these mummies would have a pretty difficult time touching me. Now, there are bigger bats, and they will be able to chew through this. Alright, let's wander around here, and there are certain areas where there are like a hidden item spawn drop percentage, and you can pick up a selection of items that way if you feel like walking. I usually don't travel much in this game, just travel as much as I need to do to survive. Ooh, cooldowns. Yeah, we'll go with the cooldowns. This is very much a cooldown game. Alright, there's some of those bigger bats. Ooh, and small bats. Yes, please, give me some experience. Now, this game is in early access, and it seems to be adding a fair amount of features still, which would put it in the alpha phase. They often add new characters and new items, that kind of thing, and there's some items that don't evolve yet, and I have a feeling they will all evolve in the future. Ooh, those are all good, but we'll go with this. Let's just walk through these guys. Oh, and up here there's some gems. Now there are also power-ups that pick up all the gems in a certain area. Those are very nice to get. Ooh, here's an elite monster. It's like a metallic-looking bat. And let's see what's in his chest. Just one. Ooh. I keep upgrading my luck stat, hoping to get more than one upgrade. So far, that has not paid off. But luck does impact other things in this game, like how often you get a chicken drop out of a brazier and stuff like that. Because, of course, there's nothing more wholesome than brazier chicken just kind of sitting there on the ground. I guess at least it's cooked. It's not like walled chicken. And this guy is one of my favorites. I can usually make it pretty far in the game with him. Another one of my favorites is this guy that comes with the garlic, except he's really old and slow. And I like him because he comes with the garlic right at the beginning when it's probably about the most useful. Ooh, mantis guy. And another ring of these plant things. Gonna have to do some clever dodging here. Actually, probably gonna have to bust through this here wall. The plants will eventually, the whole ring will disappear when it gets close enough together. It doesn't literally crush you in. Which is kind of weird. You'd think it would. Especially since touching the plants isn't really the most fatal thing. Oh, but speaking of the most fatal thing, I died. Now you can get resurrections later on in the game and with certain characters and stuff like that. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show off this little bit of a game here, and you know, for anybody looking to stack the Steam Deck before it comes out, this might be a decent option. It is, as I said, an alpha game in the early access mode, so you know, it's maybe not quite as polished or complete as it could be, but it's still plenty of fun. Feeds the addiction loops. So until next time, Reaper Man out.